Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very special edition of Golf Center here on WHHI Sports. Along with Bob Stevens, I'm PGA professional Chris Tremblay, and we're coming to you today from the beautiful Palmetto Hall Plantation Club right here on Hilton Head Island. Bob, we're here for good reason with the eGolf Tour Championship launching the ball here.
Yeah, a terrific season-ending event for the eGolf Tour. It is the #1 developmental tour. You go from here to the web.com to the PGA Tour. So these guys are good.
They are
Somebody
good.
else says that. But anyway, these guys are really good. It's a pretty fine line between the quality of golf on this tour and the quality of golf on the major tour, the PGA Tour. That fine line is usually consistency. Those guys do it more often. But these guys can go low, and they have already this week as we set up the final round. And they're playing for a whole lot of money. How would you like to head into Christmas with $50,000 extra in your pocket?
$300,000 purse, $50,000 to the winner. And as we head into the last round, we have a pretty wide lead there by Mr. Ryan Nelson, a true veteran of this eGolf Tour.
Yeah, Ryan Nelson is from Charleston. He has been around. He's in his mid-30s with a wife and kids. He's not quite the prototypical young kid trying to make his way up. But he's still trying to make his way. He's still chasing the dream, and this would go a long way toward helping that happen.
Very much so. You know, the eGolf Tour, 19 events over the course of the year, and Ryan Nelson's played in 15, made the cut in all 15. 14 of those he's been in the top 25, and without a win. So having this one be his only win of the year, this could be a good one for him.
It would still be a super win, and he's got to get it, though, on two very interesting golf courses. The first 36 holes played on the Robert Cup course and on the Arthur Hills course. The final 36 played just on the Cup course. They see two completely different courses, don't they?
They sure do. The Hills course being a little bit more traditional. The Arthur Hills course, the Cup course has a lot more of the Pete Dye factor to it. A lot more of the off the tee, it might be a little bit more intimidating than the shot really is. And out there's easily 6 or 7 holes on the Cup course where the tee ball might have to be reloaded on. That's how demanding it is.
Yeah, it is tough, particularly early in the round. And you get to the back nine, guys can make some birdies coming in. That's exactly what Ryan Nelson has done this week, is made some birdies in clutch spots coming down the stretch to establish that 6-shot lead. But it's been a terrific week so far.
It certainly has. And we've got some other good names here besides Ryan Nelson. We have Tad Fujikawa.
Right.
Drew Weary, a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, Drew Weaver, who won the British Amateur Championship. Michael Letzig, who has been a contender on the big tour at times and probably won 7 figures on the tour. So it's a great mixture of young players, veteran players, chasing the big dream of $50,000 here and the eTour Golf Tour Championship title. We'll be back with some great special guests that we've got for you. We're going to tell you a little bit more about how this plantation hosts this tour and a little bit about how they got ready for it. We'll do that, and we'll show you some golf action a little later on as well.
As we just alluded to, the scores this week here at the eGolf Tour Championship have gone pretty deep. Most of the players are under par, and one of the main reasons for that is the fine work of Brian Murray, the superintendent here at Palmetto Hall Club Plantation, and his staff. Brian, first of all, thank you for taking time to be with us.
Thank you for me being here. I appreciate it.
It's been great conditions all week long. The players have been talking about it. Everybody's been excited about playing here. The cool thing is, next week and every other week, we can all come play here and enjoy these terrific conditions. You guys have gone through a lot the last couple of years to get things this way.
Yes, sir. We renovated in August this year with Celebration Bermuda, and then we came back in October. We did some overseeding of ryegrass, Wyatt's Green, getting ready for this tournament, and just kind of getting ready. We're excited about having the eTour here. It's very exciting, and we look forward, to a bright winter.
Surprise you at all that the scores have been as low as they have been, or do you actually feel pretty good that the course has held up because the scores have not been super low?
I think with the moist conditions of the fog delays, I think it's made the greens a little bit more stickier where they could really hold. But as long as they putt true and they can make putts, that's all we want.
And not much wind either.
No wind at all. No windy conditions.
And that's the big defense here on the island.
That's true. Very true.
Yes, it's been absolutely perfect. Obviously, this is at a time of year when the transition of the grasses from the warm weather grasses to the cool grasses has just taken place. Any challenges for you getting ready for this as quickly as we've had to take care of that?
Well, we overseeded back in September, and I think that helped us get prepared for what we've got now. And then with all the dry cuts we've had and the weather's been perfect for grass to grow, I think it turned out exactly what we wanted it to be.
How
and
much?
moving forward.
How much different is the golf course for the tournament? What was the difference in the setup from what the rest of us will see the other 51 weeks of the year?
I think a lot of it's just we moved the tee markers back. I think that's a big difference. I think we do a little bit more. We cut more of a dry cut in the afternoon. We follow the players after the last rounds, and then maybe get an extra cut on the greens for the speed in the afternoon.
So the greens are a little bit faster than we will see them the rest of the time, but not a lot. I mean,
Not
folks,
much, but-
folks are going to get a pretty professional-looking golf course when they show up here any other time.
They might
of
be
year.
ahead. We're going to keep them between 10 and a half, 11 year round. That's where we're at.
And the great thing is, for the person that comes out here based on their ability level, we have a lot of sets of tees for them to enjoy these wonderful golf courses.
We
from.
have 5 different sets of tees to play from. Yes, sir.
Now, everybody's got a favorite golf course. Of the two, which one's yours?
The cup.
Do you?
I like the
Why?
cup because of the geometry on it. I think I like that. I think it's challenging, and no matter how far you can play it from, it's a challenge. I like it.
What are the special challenges of doing that kind of a golf course that has the geometric shapes on the greens and bunkers?
Well, it's more aesthetic. You get more aesthetically pleasing. You got a lot more angles. You've got to rake the bunkers a certain way. You got to mow the greens and the fairways a certain way, and that's exciting, I think, for a superintendent.
Brian Murray, superintendent here at Palmetto Hall. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
The folks here at the Palmetto Hall Plantation are used to dealing with the great pros that have been coming out here for the eGolf Championship for the last couple of years now. Used to be the season opening event, was this year. Of course, this year also the season closing event, the culmination of the season on the eGolf Tour. Dan Moscar, the general manager of Palmetto Hall Plantation, joining us of the golf courses. You're not the whole plantation, but anyway.
Close enough, right?
Congratulations on what has been a great week on 2 great courses that you guys seem to love to show off.
Absolutely. Renovations over the last couple of years, courses are in phenomenal shape. Players are loving it, having a great time. Going a little lower than I think we had expected them to do, but really, really happy to have them. Absolutely.
Like you just said, Dan, the players are taking it deep this week. What are their feelings on the courses? They're playing both the Arthur Hills and the Robert Cup. What do they have to say about them?
I mean, nothing but positive comments. Greens are in excellent shape. Like I said, they have gone a little lower than I thought they'd go. 64 on Hills and 67 on Cup the first day was a little bit shocking, but they're going to play a few holes back today, and I'm sure they're not going to quite go so low.
Yeah, but one of the reasons they're going low is because the course is in such perfect shape. You got to make putts to go low, and the greens have been in terrific shape all week.
Absolutely, and again, talked to a lot of the players. A lot of the comments are just, best course they played all year. Yeah.
Now, we have the players here this week, but we also have people that aren't members here that want to have access to this beautiful golf course and its amenities. Why don't you tell everybody how they can come out and play here?
Well, again, we do have a membership at Palmetto Hall, 36 holes, but we're a resort golf course every day on one of the 18. So they have access to us 364 days of the year. And again, they're going to get great golf courses, they're going to get great greens, they're going to get great conditions, and they're going to get great service. So we'd love to have them out and see them come out more.
That's what I think is one of the neat things is it's 18 for the members each day, but it's 18 that's playable. And if you stay for a week, you got a number of chances to play both courses.
Absolutely. And again, not just here, but the other properties that we own on the island, and they're going to get taken care of, and we enjoy having them. Absolutely.
Could you tell the people at home a little bit about the differences between the 2 courses, because they definitely are significant?
They sure are.
Yeah, for me personally, Hills is my favorite. I'm just a big Arthur Hills fan. I always have been, so I enjoy that. Not to say that it's easier maybe than the Cup. Cup's got a little bit of geometric design.
It's a little more dramatic.
It is, and a couple of the holes stretch way out and get really, really tough. So really, really good.
All right. Thank you so much, Dan, for spending a few moments with us. You got to get back to work. We got a lot going on this weekend. Again, it has been a wonderful host courses for the eGolf Tour Championship. The eGolf Tour Championship culminating here on Hilton Head Island with their Tour Championship. Stuart Moore, the guy who day-to-day runs this thing on the eGolf Tour, veteran of the PGA Tour himself. First of all, what folks have been seeing and what they see on the eGolf Tour is just a very fine line from the best players in the world.
Well, yeah, I mean, we like to call ourselves the de facto #3 tour in the country. These are all the guys that are working their way up to the web.com tour and the PGA tour, and it's unlike any other sport. In football or in baseball or in basketball, you get drafted. And if you don't get drafted, the dream kind of ends. Well, these guys come out and declare themselves as professional, and if you're a 4-time first-team All-American or if you were the #6 guy on a Division III school, everyone starts with a clean slate. So that's what kind of makes this level of golf pretty neat, pretty interesting.
Yeah. And there are guys on this tour who have been chasing the dream and have been on the big tour and have come back down. Guys with great amateur records, names people know.
Yeah, there's plenty of guys that, started out here, guys like Chesson Hadley and Scott Brown, the last 2 winners of the Puerto Rico Open, and Brian Harmon played out here for a number of years, a local favorite over from Savannah, who obviously won the John Deere Classic this year. So I think it's cool that you get to know those guys on an early level and get to boss them around a little bit right before they get out behind the ropes on the PGA Tour. So it's certainly fun for us and obviously great for the fans to be able to get up close to events like this out here at Palmetto Hall.
Stuart, this has been a very exciting 4-event series we have here, culminating here at Palmetto Hall. Why don't you tell everybody exactly what's going on with this $1 Million Challenge at the end?
Well, we always like to reward our players at the end of the year in some way, shape, or form. We've reimbursed Q School up to $100,000 in years past, and this year we said, why don't we just go play for it? And so we put together a 4-event series called our $1 Million Championship Series. It started in August in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then we went to Mississippi and Reno, Nevada, and now here we are at Hilton Head Island with the largest purse in developmental tour golf history, $300,000, and someone's going home with $50,000 today, so definitely makes for a pretty exciting season-ending event.
And the players really love coming here, don't they?
Well, yeah, obviously the island speaks for itself, but Palmetto Hall, specifically is just such a great venue for us. The golf courses are, could host a PGA Tour event tomorrow, and the staff with, Lisa Dahlstrom and her crew at Heritage Golf, they make it so great to work with. We're basically a 3 or 4 person company, so we rely heavily on volunteers, and the membership here, far and away the best membership we work with on the year, just in terms of volunteering and private housing. It makes for a great event for the guys.
Now, where does the tour go from here?
Well, our West Coast tour is in full swing out in the greater Phoenix area, so 2 events left on our West Coast schedule, and then we'll kick in full swing our East Coast schedule at the end of February, coming back down here to Hilton Head Island.
Well, Stuart, thank you so much for being with us. We look forward to a great 2015 and your return here to Palmetto Hall.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Stuart Moore, Chief Operating Officer of the eGolf Tour.
Now let's go out to the golf course for some action right after this. Leader Ryan Nelson just off the edge of the green here in 2 at the par 4 ninth. Rolls it up to the cup and chips it in. Ryan Nelson has chipped in for birdie here at the par 4 ninth. Coming off a birdie at 7, Nelson on fire, making the turn at 19 under par. Peter Malnati had gotten to within 4 early in this final round, but a bogey at the 9th dropped him 7 shots back of Ryan Nelson. But now for Eagle here at the par 5 10th to very much get him back into the hunt. This from inside 8 feet after a brilliant second shot off of the back mound on this very undulating green at the Robert Cup course. Little downhiller, little bit of left to right break, rolls it up to the cup and gets it. An eagle for Peter Malnati gets him back in the hunt now at 14 under par.
And we're here at the 14th hole, 440-yard par 4. Vita Guillaume currently in 3rd place. He's done a great job with his tee ball of keeping it away from that hazard on the left, which is very menacing. He's got just about 155 yards to the pin now. And if he's going to make a run for this title, being about 6 back, with about that many holes left, it's time to make a move. Ball starts out slightly right of the hole, and it looks like it's going to stay right there, but pretty good distance. And very nice play by Vita Guillaume. He's going to have himself about 12 feet for birdie, so he's got an opportunity here to catch up a little bit. Okay, Guillaume now for birdie here on 14 after hitting a nice approach to about 12 feet or so. He'll be going straight up the hill, and this should be a very makeable putt for him. And if he's going to end up with a chance coming down the last hole to win this thing, he really probably needs to make this putt right here. And it's on its way, and just misses on the right side. Looks like he gave that a little shovey with the right hand. Definitely an opportunity he wanted to take advantage of. All right, so Guillaume goes on to the next, remains at 13 under.
Ryan Nelson walked to the 10th tee with a 7-shot lead here in the eGolf Tour Championship. The lead is down to 1. He could make it 2 if he makes that birdie and drops it here at the par 4 13th from 15 feet. A huge birdie from Ryan Nelson to keep a 2-shot lead now at 17 under par. The green here at the par 4 13th gives you a great look at the geometric corners that are on so many of the greens and some of the bunkers here at the Cup course. Peter Malnati from just outside 40 feet. This for a birdie, rolls it to the cup and in. Peter Malnati drops a long bomb here at the 13th to cut the lead of Ryan Nelson's down to 1. Clinging tenuously to a 2-shot lead, Ryan Nelson has watched Peter Malnati hit it to 10 feet here at the dogleg left, par 4 14th. Now from 125 yards away, Nelson brings it up from right to left, right at this back right hole location. Sits behind the hole, but then spins back to hole high and inside of 4 feet. A terrific shot by Ryan Nelson, setting himself up for birdie here at 14.
And now hitting up is Jordan Russell, who currently sits at 11, so he's only 5 back. Nice looking approach, just right over the pin, sits, and stays on the back fringe. Ooh, that was very close to hitting that dormant Bermuda and running down into the bunker. So he's on the back fringe there. We'll call that another fringe in regulation, and he'll have that putt for birdie to get himself to 12. Now for birdie here at 14, Jordan Russell. Working down the hill, he's got about 15, 17 feet, and this is going to be one of those putts that has a little bit of a double breaker in it. So this is going to be very, very dependent on speed for him to hit his line. Going down, and just sitting on the edge of the hole. Terrific putt for Jordan Russell. So he'll make par here. He'll remain at 11 under, still 5 back, but with 4 holes left, and especially the 4 holes here at the beautiful Arthur Hill, or at the beautiful Robert Cup course here at Palmetto Hall, he's still right in it. Next hole is a possible eagle hole. All right, Guillaume now for his birdie. Thanks to the generosity of Ryan Nelson bogeying 10, 11, and 12, Guillaume now sits only 3 back, and once again a good opportunity for him to take advantage of right here. This should pretty much be straight up and in, so this should really be one that's right in his wheelhouse. And it's working its way up, and he misses it on the right side again. Second straight makeable birdie putt for him. He's missed just a little bit on the right. And that kind of hurts, because that really could have pulled him right within 2.
36-year-old Ryan Nelson of Charleston now used to live in Omak, Washington, went to the University of Portland. Just needs to keep this ball dry. His second at the par 4 18th to pretty much assure himself a victory. Hits it just behind the hole and then pulls the string. What a terrific shot. Ryan Nelson has hit it to 2 feet for a birdie. He could finish at 20 under par and win by 5.
And getting ready to play his 4th shot here, Jordan Russell really needs to get this up and down. He does not want to leave this hole with a bogey. Tough play. He's going to have to play this up to the right there and let it kind of trickle on down to the hole. Let's see how this thing releases. Pretty well done. Very well done. And Jordan Russell will save par here on number 15.
Peter Malnati began the day 6 shots back, cut the lead to 1 at one point on the back 9. Now putting for par here at the 18th. Ouch, he misses it, pulls it just a little bit left. He bogeys 17 and 18 coming in. Will still finish solo 3rd. Peter Malnati, who has 3 top 25 finishes on the PGA Tour in 2014, closes out a pretty good year with a 3rd place finish at the eGolf Tour Championship. Ryan Nelson has led this tournament since firing an opening round 64. He has led from wire to wire. That tap-in birdie putt at the final hole. Ryan Nelson, Charleston, South Carolina, the 36-year-old is the winner of the 2014 eGolf Tour Championship and the $50,000 first prize.
Very pleased to be joined by local product Chris Epperson. Chris, 70 today, get you back to even par for the tournament. Tell us a little bit about your round today and what you think of these golf courses.
I love these golf courses. That's why I keep coming back here. They're in great shape. It was an up and down round. I had a lot of bogeys and a lot of birdies. Just had a few more birdies than bogeys today. I saw a lot of positives today in my round, so it gives me a lot to hang on to for the winter, and I know what I need to work on for next year.
What particular part of the game are you going to focus on to help yourself get up to that next level?
Probably like my wedge shots, like chipping around the greens and stuff. Little putting, but just short game stuff, really.
Talk a little bit about, for everybody at home, the contrast between the Hills course and the Cup course here.
Yeah, they're two completely different courses. I mean, obviously the Cup courses has a lot of geometric shapes, a lot of triangles and rectangles and squares and stuff, which is actually kind of nice. It's different, you know. The Hills is more typical, you know,
A little more conventional.
a little tighter off the tee. You got to kind of work the ball a little more, I'd say. But I mean, they're both great. I love these golf courses. Again, that's why I always come back here.
Yeah, it certainly has been a great event. Let's talk about 2015, moving forward. Where are you going?
Well,
Or
you
I
know,
should say, what are your plans?
Yeah, well, so I've got to probably sit down and talk about it with my wife and family and think about it. But I'll probably do some more eGolf and maybe look into the Canadian Tour again.
Well, Chris Epperson, thanks so much for being with us. We look forward to 2015 for you. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Ryan, you shoot 64 in the opening round. Leading wire to wire is not easy on any tour. Tell us about it.
Well, 64 was about as easy as it could be. You know, the golf course, the conditions, there's no wind. Usually when we're here in February and March, there's wind and the greens are firm and fast. I hit all good shots. I don't think I was ever in any danger of making a bogey, so it was quite easy the first day.
Then back-to-back 67s. You've got a 6-shot lead when you get up for the final round. That's almost scary, isn't it? That's almost tougher than being a couple of shots behind.
It's a very bizarre feeling because you almost play against yourself. Like, oh, I just don't screw up is some of the mentality that comes out. That I had a little struggle in the middle of the round.
Yeah, Ryan, in the middle of the round, we got on the bogey choo-choo there for a couple holes on 10, 11, and 12. Why don't you tell everybody at home kind of what happened there?
I thought I was doing the bright thing. Had a large lead, very short second shot into the par 5, and, you know, lay up to a wedge and just keep the water out of play. You know, just go easy. And just hit a terrible wedge there. Hit a terrible wedge on 11. You know, pull my shot on 12. You know, missed 2 4-footers in there too. It was just, I was mad.
And 10 and 11 are two of the holes you generally look on to pick up some opportunities there, and unfortunately you went in the other direction. So we've made 3 bogeys in a row. What's our mindset going to 13?
I was quite upset. You know, mad at myself. You know, to make some silly mistakes like that.
And then we come back, boom, boom, with 2 birdies.
I was going to say, at 13, Peter drops one in front of you, and all of a sudden the lead is 1. You've got about a 15-foot.
Right. Well, and as you know, I know Peter very well, and he's a great putter, so a lot of me expected that to go in, but I felt great over my putt before he even hit his. You know, it was really easy read, and I felt really good about it.
That made it 2, and then at 14, that may have been the one that kind of slammed the door, or was it the one at 15 that finished it off?
Well, on this golf course, it never really slams the door because there's a lot of trouble out here. But hitting it close at 14, it was a big relief. You know, okay, I hit a good shot. I've made 2 in a row. All right, 15. If I hit it on the correct side of the green, I might have a good opportunity for another birdie. So that was probably the one.
Okay.
As we move forward to 2015, what are our plans?
You know, I don't know. You know, this time
That's
of
a
year
good
is
answer.
tough.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
This time of year is tough. You know, I didn't get through second stage of Q school, so kind of up in the air. Got to plan out the next year.
But it's a whole lot easier to plan out when you're the eGolf Tour champion.
Yeah, a little bigger smile on the face this winter.
This past year, you didn't win. You were there. You knocked on the door all year, including here early in the season. Was it a hump for you to get over to finally win one this year? It's your 6th win on the tour, but you've done it before. But you didn't have one this year.
Yeah, in the tournaments I was in contention in, you know, varying things would be wrong or whatever, so it was a little tough to kind of put it all together. So it came together this week.
Well, but congratulations. You are the eGolf Tour champion of the 2014 season. Congratulations. Good luck and Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Ryan, great playing. Way to go.
Appreciate it. Thank
We
you.
look forward to watching more of you in the future.
All right, great. Thank you.
For my co-host Bob Stevens, we're all out of time for this week. We'd like to thank you for joining us here at the Palmetto Hall Plantation Club. I'm PGA professional Chris Tremblay. We'll see you next time.